The Story of Ethan Thorne, Part 1. 1,000 suns, high in the Himalayas, nestled among the towering peaks, lies a monastery. It's a place many seek out, a haven for spiritual solace and profound contemplation. At its entrance, an old monk has taken his seat every day for the past 50 years. He arrives when the monastery doors open and departs only when they close. A silent sentinel observing the stream of visitors without truly seeing any of them. For 5 decades, he has waited, not for a new disciple or a significant event, but for a friend who passed away half a century ago. Legend has it that this monk witnessed his friend's final moments, succumbing to a fever. Their last conversation, whispered between life and death, irrevocably altered the monk's path. His friend confessed that he hadn't achieved nirvana in that lifetime, believing he had approached it all wrong. The Buddha, he'd reminded the monk, didn't find enlightenment in a monastery. Instead, he lived broadly, experiencing the world before his profound awakening. His friend was convinced that in his next life he would follow this very path, and only then would he achieve true enlightenment. With his dying breath, he promised to return and share the wisdom he'd gained. And so the monk waited. Through the seasons, through the years, he held on to that promise. The other monks, however, didn't understand his unwavering vigil. They dismissed his belief as foolish, a product of grief. But the old monk paid them no mind. He endured their doubts and his own, a persistent, quiet hope burning within him. Now, 80 years old, and feeling his final days approaching, he continued his steadfast wait. He bore the endless stream of curious visitors, many of whom had heard his unique story. They came, took pictures, and shared them on their blogs and spiritual pages, intrigued by the enigma of the waiting monk. Many, too, came claiming to be the friend he awaited. But the old monk, with a dismissive wave, brushed them aside, knowing they were false. He had met thousands, yet not one had stirred his long-dormant interest. He kept waiting. Then one day, a man in his 50s walked through the monastery doors. He wore no elaborate robes or spiritual trinkets. Instead, he wore simple pants and a t-shirt. Beside him was a young woman, adorned in brightly colored garments from head to toe. One of those online spiritual gurus, the kind who dispense advice and hawk their merchandise. The other visitors paid them no mind, but the monks, usually engrossed in their daily chores and outwardly nonchalant towards guests, stopped. They stared at the man, their usual serenity visibly disturbed. The visitors, awestruck, had never witnessed such a break in the monk's composure. The man strolled into the monastery, his gaze sweeping the surroundings as if he'd been there before, though he never had. One monk, bolder than the rest, approached him, standing unusually close, his stare bordering on rude. Then, with a voice full of wonder, the monk spoke. "You have an aura of 1,000 suns, an aura of a man who has reached nirvana, a man in his last soul." The older man nodded, unmoved. Then he bowed respectfully to the monk and replied, "Sir, I don't know why I'm here, but I know I need to be. I carry a burden I must release. This place called to me, and I don't understand why." The monk smiled, a knowing glint in his eyes. "What does your feeling tell you?" "It tells me I have someone or something dear waiting for me here," the man answered. The monk's face darkened, a flicker of disbelief crossing his features. Then he gestured for the man to follow him. They walked together towards the old monk seated in the hallway. This unfolding scene mesmerized the other monks. Some even shivered, wondering if this could truly be happening. The old monk's gaze fell upon the Caucasian man, and for the first time in many years, a genuine smile spread across his face. He invited the man to sit beside him. They sat in comfortable silence for a moment before the Caucasian man broke it. "I feel like I know you, but I don't know why." "What do they call you in this life?" the old monk asked. "In this life, my name is Ethan Thorne," he replied. "What brought you here?" the monk inquired. Ethan responded, "A calling. Life has brought me here for a reason, and I don't know what it is. This place doesn't feel strange to me. I had a déjà vu when I entered. It's as if I lived here once. And when I saw you, it felt strange too. Like I've known you for a very long time, yet I can't remember how." The monk's smile widened. "You have a story to tell me." Ethan looked confused at first, but then he felt an undeniable connection, a peculiar affinity for this man. They resonated somehow. "Tell me," the monk urged, his voice filled with a lifetime of longing. "I've been waiting for this for 50 years." Ethan hesitated. "It's a long story," he began, "a very unbelievable one." Both visitors and monks leaned closer, a palpable sense of anticipation filling the air. The visitors felt a grand event unfolding before them, though they couldn't articulate why. The monks were mesmerized, recognizing a prophetic moment in their midst. Everyone drew near and settled down, ready to hear the man's tale. "It all started in an airport," Ethan began, his voice dropping slightly. "My life started collapsing right there, in an airplane seat. Seat 36K. Do you know how to learn what happened to Ethan in seat 36K? Then wait for the following video, seat 36K. Subscribe for more. Yours, the Counselor, SFTG.